I was speaking with one of my single friends the other day, and she suggested I do a deep dive into how being single can be a financial liability. She was sitting with me at my kitchen table, coffee in hand, talking about financial struggles. She had done everything right, held down a steady job, kept her expenses lean, avoided debt, and yet couldn't shake the feeling that she was barely keeping up. With retirement on the horizon, how was she possibly going to reach her goals? They seemed to be getting bigger and farther away. That morning, we both came to the same hard realization. Being single comes at an expense. When you're living alone, you're paying for everything 100% solo. For some people, being single is an intentional choice. For others, it may be a consequence, for example, of being too career focused, being too choosy, not being choosy enough, or a variety of other reasons. But whatever the reason, it's more than just a lifestyle. In the United States, approximately 46.4% of adults over the age of 18 are single or unmarried. That includes divorced, widowed, or those who have never married. So you're not alone. In the United States, being single is a relationship status, but it can be a financial burden. Yes, of course, there is the rare 1% that has achieved great financial success. But for the rest of the 99%, being single can impact your finances, daily lifestyle, work, and retirement. From housing to healthcare to taxes, the system quietly but consistently favors couples. Let's start with housing. If you're single, you're paying 100% of your rent or mortgage, utilities, maintenance, and property taxes. No one to split it with. And a one-bedroom apartment in a major metropolitan area, that costs around $2,000 a month. A married couple might pay $3,000 for a two-bedroom, but they split that 50-50. That's $1,500 each. Over a year, a single person pays $6,000 more just for living alone. And if you own a home, the disparity continues. Homeowners insurance, landscaping, HOA fees, all come out of your single income. And if something breaks, there's no one else to chip in for the plumber or the roofer. Even furnishing and decorating a home can be more expensive. Every stick of furniture, every light bulb, every appliance, it's all on you. And if you have children, the load gets even heavier. You're paying for yourself, your children, groceries, medical expenses, school supplies, college savings, clothing, cell phone bills, extracurriculars. And even if you receive child support, it may not be enough to fully offset the cost of a growing family. Childcare in particular can be a major expense, and without a partner to share responsibilities or costs, you may find yourself paying thousands per year just to go to work. Then there's taxes. A single person making around $80,000 a year might expect to pay about $13,000 a year in federal taxes alone, but a married couple earning a combined $160,000 may pay between $23,000 and $24,000, almost $3,000 to $4,000 less than if they were taxed as two individuals. The tax code rewards joint filers. The math doesn't lie. Being single can cost you big time. And don't forget Social Security. A married couple has the option to claim spousal benefits, and when one spouse dies, the other may be eligible to receive the higher of the two benefits. Singles don't have that. They only get what they've earned, period. Healthcare, more of the same. A single adult might spend $7,000 to $9,000 a year between premiums and out-of-pocket costs. Married couples often have access to more affordable family plans or the flexibility to jump on a spouse's employer-sponsored insurance. Some employers even offer incentives for covering spouses, which means couples get more value for the same or less. Again, it's not about choices, it's about structure. And the structure just doesn't work in your favor when you're solo. Everyday expenses hit harder too. Groceries are more expensive per serving when you can't buy in bulk. Meal delivery services are designed for two or more. Cooking for one can be wasteful and inefficient. Subscriptions, streaming services, gym memberships, nobody is splitting that cost with you. Vacations, hotel charges by the room, not the person. Want to go on a cruise? Expect a single supplement. Dining out alone, you'll still pay for the full meal with no one to share the dessert or the tab. Even ride shares or gas on a road trip, there's no one to split the fare. And let's talk safety nets. Married couples often have somebody to rely on if they lose a job, get sick, or face major life events. Singles don't. If you lose your job, it's your entire household income. If you get sick, there's no one to take care of you, drive you to appointments, or handle the bills. You have to save more, plan more, and do more to achieve the same level of security. So yes, being single can cost $10,000 to $20,000 more per year, and that adds up over time, not just in your budget, but in your future. Because when all your energy goes to surviving, saving becomes a luxury. Retirement becomes harder to reach, and for many, it feels almost out of reach. But let me say this, being married isn't a guaranteed win either. I've known people, good people, who've lost everything because of a spouse who overspent, gambled, or racked up credit card debt without telling them. You might be legally bound, but if you're not financially aligned, that partnership can quickly become a liability. And when marriages end, the cost can be staggering. Divorce isn't just emotionally draining, it's financially devastating. Legal fees, splitting assets, child support, alimony, it can wipe out decades of savings overnight. I've seen women walk away from a 25-year marriage with half of the retirement they thought they had. I've seen men take on debt just to buy out the house or support two households. So no, marriage doesn't guarantee financial security either. In fact, it can multiply financial risk, especially if you're not on the same page or if one partner checks out financially. So what's the answer? It's not about picking sides. It's about budgeting, planning, economizing, discipline, and open and honest communication. And it's about building a support system that can help you regardless of your situation. Whether that's friends that can help each other with babysitting, asking for help when you need it from friends and family, and looking for other ways to save and continually keeping your eye on the long-term goals of building wealth for your financial future. Regardless if you're single, married, divorced, or somewhere in between, the financial system we live in isn't built for fairness, it's built for the status quo. And too often that status quo leaves single people carrying more than their fair share and married people unprepared for what happens when forever falls apart. Being single can feel like a penalty, but being married can come with hidden costs as well. Either way, we need to be smart, informed, and ready. I've created some tips and a budget worksheet to help singles offset the additional expenses you may be experiencing. I'll put a link in the show notes below. It's free to download. Being single might be more expensive, but it doesn't mean you can't retire well, live free, and enjoy life. The key is intention, planning, and a little help from people who get it. You're not alone, and you don't have to figure it out all by yourself. Because your future, your retirement depends on more than just your relationship status. It depends on how well you protect your money, your independence, and your peace of mind. I'm Judy, and this is Reflections in Real Talk. If this resonated with you, I want to hear your story. Drop a comment, share this with somebody who needs it, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because we've got a lot more to unpack. Retirement should be about freedom, not fear, and definitely not regret.